What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel. I've got a special update for you guys for another Barndominium project that we're doing. This one here is in Point, Texas. We are excited about this project. There's actually two houses that we're building here. One is what we're calling the main house, and then the other one is the guest house, even though they're slightly similar when it comes to square footage and in like manner for different reasons, but one has a shop and the other one doesn't. So we're looking forward to giving you guys an update on this project. I hope you enjoy this video. Let's get it going. All right guys, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, now is a good time to do that. We got so many more updates coming on all these projects that we've been showing you guys, and we're trying to do that on a more routine basis. So if you've been following along, what you're seeing is we're updating every Tuesday and every Friday. So you can expect another video. So ring the bell so you can be notified as soon as possible. Back to the video. This is the first property. This is a 1,000 square foot Barndominium with a 900 square foot shop. It's got about 250 square foot of porches, a small porch on the front and one on the back. And then to the right side, we have another guest house going over there. Now that one does not have a shop, so it does have large covered porches on the front and the back. Now you got similar square footage on living, but you know, it's going to be kind of a two property type deal. Now on the first property, as you can see, we've already got all of the roof done. This is a black roof. They're going for white wall panels, black roof and trim. Anytime we're doing a shop, you see we've got steel framing is a little bit different than what we do for the living square footage. As you see, we use the wood framing for that. So this is a good picture of seeing the differences in the framing styles when you go from wood to steel. As you can see, this is framed similar to a metal building, typical metal building. And then you see how we switch back to the wood framing because we got sheetrock that's going into here. We just feel like, of course you could frame that differently, but we just feel like this is the best way to do it. Now we always wrap this separating wall with the shop. We've got the zip there with the zip tape. That's a sealed wall. We kind of treat it like an exterior wall. That way any fumes or anything that might be in the shop area right here will not work its way back in. So he's actually going to be covering that wall as well with the zip, because that's going to be our insulating wall. So I'll take you guys through the shop door. This project actually emulates another project that we've already done. So it was inspired by our Tundra Barndominium. If you guys want to go back and take a look at the finished project for the Tundra, you'll see something very similar to this structure. So you can see we've got our wrapped steel frame that surpasses all of this area, and we've got a steel beam that's actually buried over here in this corner that goes up and over. And you can see that's just a roof tie-in. We are going to have a fireplace in here, which is always nice, and a very large picture frame style window. Now on the plans it actually showed for a 2x4 dividing wall, but here we've got a 2x6. Because of the size of this wall, it really works better that you use 2x6s for additional stability. We're going to have an island that goes right over here. There'll be wall cabinets. Like I said, take a look at the Tundra Barndominium, because this one sort of emulates that. We had the same draftsman who drew all this up. We got our bathroom here, which is divided between one bedroom back here and one bedroom back here with a full double closet over here. Very similar. This will be the bathroom wall. Now that is a 2x6 wall. And then we've got our ceiling joist with our attic space. You can see we've already got the roof on this one. And this is just enough room. We can get our HVAC up here, which will feed the rest of all of this, service all this area. Now, one thing I didn't tell you guys is out here, this is actually a shop restroom, which anytime you can coordinate putting in a shop restroom, I recommend it. And this is the laundry room here, which is actually in the shop. So some of you guys may say, well, I wouldn't want to come out there and do laundry. Well, it's more for an efficiency style. It's a preference. And another thing to note is we're going to have kind of the drive-through doors going in here, which is really nice whenever you're looking to have that breeze connectivity going in and out. And they've built a nice pond back here, which you'll be able to sit back here on this back porch. Now this is more steel frame under the back porch. As you can see, we've got our decorative steel. It costs a little bit to do the steel design like this, but as you can tell, we do continue this with the steel frame. We find this the best way to frame a porch, and you don't have to worry about water damage or anything like that in these non-air conditioned areas. It works really well as we continue our roof lines and the porch lines, covering all of our roofs with the steel frame. And these purlins are all on 4-foot spans, or not spans, but 4-foot spacing. And I think this is about a 12-foot porch back here. Overall, our footprint here is about a 65 feet by 30 on the main frame, and not counting the porches on the front and the back. And we got about a 14-foot eave height, which looks really nice. I want to say maybe a 412 pitch on this for the roofing. Okay, for the guest house, we have like a 53-foot by 29 on the main frame, which when I'm talking about the main frame, I'm talking about the porch coverings as well. But for just the interior, it's about 30 by 30. So again, similar to this other build, where on this one, it's approximately 840 square feet. So that's the living square footage, and then our front porch is 347 square feet, and then the back porch is 347 square feet. So I think this is a cool little guest house here. And you can get a picture here of how we tie this stuff together. This is our steel frame mixed with our wood frame. Again, you can see the steel frame, the roof, all of it together, and it's going to cover this living quarters. And he's wrapping the zip on the outside on this main structure. And here's a good shot because it kind of shows both of the properties together. One big property. Overall, you got about 1,900 square foot of living with a shop and a lot of large porch space that looks out over the pond. So it has kind of that separation between the two properties. Now you might say, who would want to build two houses right next to each other like this? Well, you could use one as a rental property or both as a rental property. Could be a VRBO. There's a lot of different things that you could do. I'm not fully aware of all of the plans for our client here, but this is somewhat of an investment that he's making into these properties. And he's building for durability, efficiencies, and for the long run. So that's what this is all about. Now, these are efficiency type builds because they're a little smaller square footage. So you got the 800 square foot. But I'm gonna take you guys quickly on the inside of this build so you can see a little bit more of the frame process. So these are our guys here, Saul and his crew. These guys always do a great job. And this here is sort of similar, I think, in the makeup to what we did on the project next door, except for in here, your layout is similar. You got 2 bedrooms and a bathroom in between, your living room on this side. You just don't have the shop over here. And here we have a large picture frame window that'll look out over this back porch too. So we have our 2x6 wall here. All this is encased. As you can see, we have a steel beam that goes between there and connects all the way up and above. And there's the other steel beam that runs over there in the shower. So this is why we use the 4x4 post. Primarily so it doesn't become something that is an intrusion, and it also gives us a small gap. If we need to get electrical through there or something like that, we could. Now, it is going to prevent you from doing like a soapbox there, but you could put one here or even on this wall if you had to. Here we have a 9-foot triple window going in here for this bedroom. It's going to give you full view of the pond back there. Pretty cool. You know, from the outside looking in, it looks like this is just all wood frame, but we do have a combination of steel frame and wood frame going on here. The 2x6 studded walls, as well as the steel walls that are going. Now this one is actually buried behind here, so your insulation will all get wrapped right there. And here you can see the steel beam that is wrapped from the interior out, and this helps us to prevent conduction, and the zip will come and pass that right there, and it does get fastened here. This piece here becomes taped, and that's a nice way to do it. You can see our overhangs. We've got overhangs going all the way around on these structures. And a large porch here, which is already steel framed, ready for some good relaxation. Now, we don't have the roof put on this one yet because they were still working on this steel frame whenever they came next door and put the roof on that one. They'll have to come back and put the roof here. You could put your purlins on the top of the I-beam. This would give you a little bit more ceiling height if you needed it. Here we don't like to do that because it just becomes something additional you got to deal with when it comes to the beams. Sometimes the clients have special requests that they want to do, but when we can, since we're using an 8-inch I-beam as well as 8-inch purlins, we try to make it all match up so we don't have anything exposed there.
Strong.
Mucho fuerte. Don't grunt too much, everybody's gonna think you're old. All right guys, so as you can imagine, we've got quite a bit more work to do here and on all of our other projects as well. So it's always nice being with you and showing you an update on a new project. And this one, I haven't been able to get over here a little bit sooner, but so we've already got the steel framing, wood framing, all that kind of stuff done. For the most part, as we're wrapping up on the guest house, now things that'll be coordinating upcoming here is going to be our electrical, trying to get probably a site meeting going with our client to where all the electrical can be pinpointed and make sure we get all those targets nailed down, as well as HVAC and plumbing top out. All of these kind of things are going to happen next before we begin the insulation, windows. A lot of those types of things are going to happen, as well as we have some of our exterior flashings and all that stuff that we'll proceed with sooner than later. So more updates to come here on the Point, Texas Barndominiums. Now this is, I don't know what we'll call this, the 2 points, 2 points that we're trying to make here, but this is nevertheless 2 barndominiums on one, I guess there's 2 separate lots is what it is. But anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you haven't already subscribed, now's a great time to do that now. Also, don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Tour videos to come. I'm Josh Helm, wishing you all the best. Thanks for watching. Texas Best.